There was a brilliant piece in the New Republic this week, written by Michael Tomasky. And in this piece, Tomasky talks about what could happen if Donald Trump does in fact get convicted on any of the counts in Manhattan. And he points out some of the obvious things, right? Obviously, if Trump gets a conviction, whether it's on one charge or all 34 or anything in between, Republicans are going to make it seem like this is no big deal. They're going to write it off. They're going to kiss his butt. They're going to blame Biden. They're going to blame Alvin Bragg, blame the Democrats, blame everybody else but Donald Trump, and downplay, while at the same time misinforming about how serious it is. So that's number one. Number two, and this is very important. Let me just read this. He says, and what about the mainstream media? They'll do what they always do in these situations. They'll both sides it to death. They'll refer to the conviction as highly controversial. This is handy journalistic cliche that has been used to cover for conservative extremism for many decades now. And then he talks about the polls. He goes, next, we'll undoubtedly see some cherry picking of poll results. That is, 4 polls could come out. 3 of them will show that a sizable majority consider the verdict fair and that it may well change their vote. But then 1 poll, worded a little differently, will come out showing that many Americans have grave doubts about the verdict and it won't change their vote. And that'll be the one the media hypes. So why is he telling us all of these things that, again, most of us already know? He's doing that to set up the main point. And that's why I love this article. It's brilliantly written. I think Tomasky is a great writer, great author. But then he lands it with this. That means that if there is a Trump conviction, it is the job of the Democratic Party, of President Biden, of Vice President Kamala Harris, of any Democrat running for office, to correct the misinformation from the Republicans and to hype up the fact that the Republicans have, if he gets convicted, a convicted felon at the top of their ticket. Let me read you this. All this puts the onus on Team Biden and the Democrats generally to message a guilty verdict relentlessly. At least until the GOP convention and probably beyond, no Democrat elected to federal office should ever say the words Donald Trump without saying the words convicted felon in front of them. Convicted felon Donald Trump over and over and over and over. Then he says, but they need to do more than that. Democrats don't just need to fight. They need to fight on the right battlefield. They need to get it through their heads that while cable news matters and the New York Times and the Washington Post matter, they don't matter as much as TikTok and Instagram and other social media platforms. There was a Pew study late last year asking people how they got their news. Digital devices was number 1 by a country mile, and print publications dead last. So it's not just about crafting the right message and drilling that into people's heads. It's being able to get to the point to drill it into people's heads by doing it on the right platform. And I'm going to take it a step further. Where do most people get their news? The answer is they usually don't. Most people in this country are not regular news consumers. Vast majorities of them don't consume any news, whether it's digital, print, cable, none of it. So how do you get the message to those people? Well, it's simple. You run ads on regular television. Nobody should be able to turn on a rerun of The Big Bang Theory without seeing an ad saying convicted felon Donald Trump. Nobody should be able to turn on a baseball game this summer without seeing an ad that mentions convicted felon Donald Trump. Of course, that's if he gets convicted. And you get my point. Do it in prime time. Do it on, widely watched events. Do it on the NFL kickoff game coming up in September, right? Do it during college football games. Do it when people aren't expecting it, where they usually don't get their political news. The Democrats are sitting on more money than they've ever had for an election. You can afford to put these ads out there. So you do that, and you do everything Tomasky says, and you just might drill it into people's heads that, yeah, Republicans have a felon at the top of their ticket, assuming, of course, we get a conviction from this jury. Well, folks, we have crossed that 1 million subscriber milestone, but rest assured, we are just getting started here at Ring of Fire. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and make sure to like, share, and comment on the videos.